Let's tackle that frustrating expecting value, line 1, column 1, char 0, JSON error in Python. This error typically means your Python code is trying to parse something that isn't valid JSON. Here's a breakdown of common causes and how to fix them. 1. Incorrect JSON structure. JSON, JavaScript object notation, has a strict format. It needs to start with a curly brace for objects or a square bracket for arrays. Missing braces, extra commas, or incorrect nesting are all common culprits. For example, name, Alice, age, 30, is invalid. You need to remove the trailing comma. Similarly, 1, 2, 3 mixes brackets and braces incorrectly. Double-check your JSON data meticulously for these structural issues. Use an online JSON validator to help visually identify problems. 2. Whitespace and extra characters. JSON is sensitive to extra whitespace before the opening brace or bracket. Leading or trailing spaces, tabs, or new lines outside of the main JSON structure can cause this error. If you're reading from a file, ensure there's nothing before the JSON data. Similarly, a misplaced carriage return could be the issue. If you're receiving data from an external source like an API, ensure it's providing clean JSON. 3. Incorrect data types. JSON has specific data types: strings, enclosed in quotes, numbers, booleans, true or false, arrays, and objects. Using incorrect types, for instance forgetting quotes around strings, Alice instead of Alice, will break the parser. Review all your data to confirm they match the required JSON types. 4. File encoding issues. If you're loading JSON from a file, encoding problems might be the culprit. The most common encoding is UTF-8. Try specifying the encoding when opening the file, with open data.json r encoding $UTF-8 as F. Incorrect encoding can lead to unexpected characters that confuse the JSON parser. 5. Using the wrong JSON library. Python offers several JSON libraries. The JSON library is the standard and usually preferred. Make sure you're using the correct library and that its methods are called correctly. For instance, write single quote JSON.loads is for loading JSON from a string, while write single quote JSON.load is for loading from a file. Incorrect usage might lead to the error. 6. Debugging techniques. To pinpoint the problem, print your JSON data before parsing it. This lets you visually inspect for irregularities. If you're getting the data from an API, add logging statements to examine the raw response to rule out issues on the API's side. If possible, try loading smaller subsets of your data to isolate the problem area. Step through your code using a debugger to see the state of variables at each point. Remember to carefully examine your JSON data. Structure, types, and whitespace are critical. Using an online JSON validator and adding print statements for debugging are essential steps in resolving this error. By methodically checking these points, you can efficiently locate and solve the expecting value. Line 1, column 1, char 0, error.